So off topic though, I can tell you guys a pretty crazy story that happened to me. So it's not so much like, well, it's kind of paranormally, but I used to work at a warehouse and I worked nights. Well, I came home one morning and I had this message from this lady on Facebook. It was like California Psychics or something like that. And she said, something like, I've been wanting to reach out to you. And it was just like, she's like, I just felt really compelled to reach out to you. And she said, your grandfather wants me to tell you that he misses his tiny baby. Well, whenever I was born, I was really, really sick. So I was born early, and my grandfather died in like 2010, I think October 2010. Well, the only ones that really know that he would ever call me that is my family. So I call my mom and I'm like, Mom, this isn't funny. Like, don't joke around. She's like, what are you talking about? I have zero idea what you're talking about. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning because I'm working night. She's like dead asleep. So I'm like, what the heck is going on right now? So I kept on talking to her and stuff like that on and off for probably like a few months. And she was like, we had this, in my parents' house, we had like this, coat closet, sorry, that we would put all our coats in and stuff like that. Well, my dad's dad, my grandpa, died whenever he was like 18 of cancer. The one that called me tiny baby, that was my mom's dad. But we had a coat of his in a coat rack, and this lady told me, the psychic told me on Facebook, she was like, go look in the pocket of his of this coat. And I was like, okay. So I called my mom because I wasn't living there at the time, and I was like, go look in the pocket. So she goes and looks in there, and there's a Bible verse. We had this coat for years and never had checked the pockets or anything. I wish I remember what this Bible verse said. So anyways, we go on, we're talking for a few months. She even knew like what my husband's, so at the time I wasn't married, whenever obviously we were having this conversation with her, and she was like, you're gonna meet somebody that really cares for you. Sorry, it's going dark, I'm watching a show right now. Somebody that really cares for you. And she was like, his name is gonna start with a K. My husband's name starts with a K. And she was like, he really cares for you, and stuff like that. And she's like, and you guys have crossed paths. Well, my husband used to come to my house whenever I was working nights, and he would not at the time husband, but he would come to my house whenever I was working nights, and he would be partying with like some of my friends' other friends. I'm like, and whenever I like actually was at the same place as him at the same time, he was at a bar on Halloween a long time ago, and I was there too, and he was with another girl at the time, and I was just single doing my own thing. But he's like, yeah, I was there. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what the psychic was talking about. I mean, and she just said so many other things that like no one else would know that. But the ghost part of it is, the house that we lived in, she said, there's a lady that lives in the house and she thinks that you are so funny. And she's like, but there's bad spirits that are trying to make their way into the house. She was like, you need to go buy salt. When I'm telling you, your girl went all over freaking town and was getting salt, putting it by my windows, I'm not even joking. I said, y'all ain't getting in here to me. Y'all ain't getting in here to me. So I remember I was like talking to this guy at the time, and he came over. Sorry, my dog is crying because the fireworks are going off still, and he's freaking out. I've tried everything to calm him down. But he came over, and I had a Bible even in my room because I was so freaked out. Because she's like, get a Bible, get the salt. Looks like I'm having like a full-blown like seance going on in here. I'm so sorry about my dog. I've put calming dog music on. I gave him his medicine.